Hey guys, this is Victor Avery and I'm the founder of CloseKnit. Today we're going to do something a little different. Throughout my conversations with various people, there's been some questions and maybe even objections, right, to having this service available. So I went ahead and I compiled the top 5 objections or questions that people had, and I tried to answer them in the best way and the most honest way that I can. So without further ado, let's hit the road. Number 1, how is it different from a WhatsApp group, a Facebook group, for like my area, or just my Facebook friends feed? So this is a question I get a lot, especially from people who are just used to the technology that is available right now. You need to do a leap of imagination to arrive at a different place, right? To arrive at a place that maybe is better. So let's see if it is. So first of all, with CloseKnit, there is no need to moderate or manage a group if you're managing a group, right? There's no need to add people, remove people, see where they live, verify that they actually live where they claim to live, right? So if someone says hey, I live like, let's say, a kilometer away from you, there's very little ways for you to verify, short of actually going and visiting them in their home, which you probably won't do. Another thing, right? With verification, there's safety concerns. So imagine, there's some bad actors trying to snoop around the neighborhood, see who lives there, see what items are being lent to. So CloseKnit actually eliminates all of those concerns and just leaves you with your very close immediate neighbors. Another thing is that we will offer a native experience for each and every aspect. What does that mean? So that means that whenever you want to borrow something, you're not just chatting, right? You're saying, what do you want to borrow? You're saying when you want to borrow it. It'll show up in the calendar, right? So people can offer to borrow something. You can accept, right? It will show in both of your calendars that something is happening. So you won't have to remind them. Nobody will just forget, because some people might, right? But they will have a calendar to support that. The same, events you're used to, right? But something like a common shopping cart will have its own complete native experience where each and every person will be able to build their own mini shopping cart, and at the store, the person going will have the full shopping cart to choose from. So this is something unique to CloseKnit, and it will make the interactions easier, better, more natural, more secure. Second question number 2. Why is it a paid service? Everything on the internet is free. It's fantastic. It's the land of the free. It's the true land of the free, but it's not. Imagine you have a huge operation. You have hundreds of people or thousands of people who are working for you. You have investors. You have a board of directors. You have highly paid executives. How will they get their money back from all that investment? And it's millions of dollars a year for operations, for expansion, for marketing, for absolutely everything. So the way it happens now is it's something called the surveillance economy, where like the users, they get to play around, they get to talk to each other, they get to write posts, they get to react to posts, and then all of this data is aggregated. It is crunched by increasingly sophisticated algorithms, and then it is monetized. So how is it monetized? We all know about targeted ads, but we don't really understand how it works. We don't really understand the inherent dangers of it. So for example, a lot of companies are actually building psychological profiles in you on various issues. When will you most likely consume a product, right? What time of day? Like, when are you tired, perhaps? When do you click on advertisements in general? If it's a sensitive political time, right, then political ads will capitalize on that. They will try to reach, pinpoint at the very populations that are vulnerable to being swayed, perhaps one way or another. And there's also the attention economy, right? So all of these things only work if you're inside the app. So that means addictive interfaces, right? So what app are you addicted to now? Oh, I'm really addicted to this and this and that. And it's not a good thing, right? It's not a good thing to be addicted to something. The only reason for those addictive interfaces is that you get to see all those ads. You get your behavior harvested. It's a little sinister, right? And it actually is. So what we're doing with CloseKnit, we're saying no to all of that. We're going back to good old business. We're saying, hey, you're giving us a little bit of support, just a tiny bit, right? It's not going to cost you more than a cup of coffee a month, like even less, right? Now, I'm not talking about Starbucks coffee. I'm talking about like the really cheap coffee that you can get at like some truck stop. And in return, we're not going to harvest anything on you, and if we will, we'll only use it for like internal purposes, and we'll ask you really nicely to do that. We'll never let third parties take advantage of your data in any way by selling or by creating a market for you. And if we will want to cooperate with anyone, we'll ask you explicitly. It's going to be a complete opt-in. You will know exactly what's going on. And just so you know, your data, this data, is the most sensitive data that can be. This leads me to follow-up question number 3. Why should I care about my data privacy when I already use Facebook, already use Google, already use WhatsApp, already use TikTok, etc., etc., etc. So the actual data that you're giving is prime data. People will pay a lot of money to know where you live, right? So they can cross-reference that using your email, using your phone number, using your name against another data set. This is what like whole companies do. They would take different data sets that they buy from third parties, and they would aggregate them, and they would like cross-reference those data sets. So for example, I'm Victor, I live in this kind of suburb, but also perhaps I'm on Facebook, and some third-party app on Facebook gathered some information on me that I just, I played a quiz. Who cares, right? But there you go. Like they have my data, they have my friends. So now they know where I live, where like who my friends are. Some other parties, perhaps even the big tech companies, they will buy that data back, and they will have another piece of data on you to try and influence you in all the ways that we've enumerated, in many other ways that we haven't. So this is important, right? And basically we're hoping to start a real alternative to the surveillance market, to the gig economy, to the attention economy. These are not good economies. You don't want to be part in these, because you are actually the product. You're kind of like a lab rat running around the mazes, spinning the wheel, pushing the lever, right? And you think you're doing it out of your own volition, but your own volition is kind of been, substituted with other things that benefit whoever is supporting those platforms. So this is just something to keep in mind in general. So let's switch gears entirely and go to question number 4. What if someone breaks my stuff? First of all, this is very important, because if you'll be lending out stuff, you want to know that your stuff is safe and secure, and that people will treat it with respect. And we have a philosophy about it, and we have some technology to address that question. So first of all, there is a report button. So for example, someone took your drill and returned it in a worse condition than it was before, right? And they refuse to accept responsibility. They refuse to compensate you. They just say, "Hey, it was like that when I got it. I just I just put a screw in my drywall, and that's it. I didn't let my kids play with it, or my dog play with it." So what will you do? You're able to report them on the platform. It will not go to any one person. It will just tell the platform that somebody thinks that person is a bad actor, and maybe they'll get a warning. Maybe they'll say like, hey, you should probably be careful about other people's stuff. The second time it'll happen, they'll actually get a penalty. Maybe they'll get booted from the platform for a number of days or for a week or so, right? Third time, maybe that's it. Maybe maybe they're booted for a year. Maybe they're booted forever. We don't want bad actors in CloseKnit. We only want people who care about other people by showing respect for their property, by showing respect to them. So if someone has like just a bad interaction with you, like they're disrespectful to you, you're also able to do that kind of thing. Now, most importantly though, our philosophy is that we are connecting people. We are facilitating this connection. And we're not only connecting people in general, so you're not going to be interacting with someone across town. You'll be interacting with someone whom you see when you get your mail or when you walk your dog. They live there. You live there. You'll see them for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, etc. It is our belief that most people don't want to poison their own well, right? They don't want to poison their neighborly interactions in general. So they will go out of their way, much more so than with a stranger, a complete stranger across town. They will go out of their way to make sure that there are amicable relations. Maybe if there's a problem, they will agree to compensate you, part way for like a broken part, or the whole way, like however it is that you to decide to resolve it as two mature individuals. Like, we're not going to completely nanny you. We're not going to provide a warranty or stand in between those relations between you and your neighbors. So this is our philosophy. It's something we deeply believe in, that people should kind of stop being mediated by technology when talking to other people, and actually just start talking to them, start interacting with them, like in real life. Okay, number 5. What if I'm the only one in my neighborhood, right? So this is the biggest concern of everyone I talk to, and I saved it for last because it's the biggest, it's the most important one. So what happens? What happens if you're the only one, right? Like, I'm Victor, and I was really convinced by all the great stuff CloseKnit has to offer, and I download the app. I wait for a couple of days. I get my my envelope in snail mail. It's full of love. It's full of my fantastic secret codes that I can activate. But I have no one to talk to. So what happens? So first of all, whatever subscription you've gotten, like if it's for a month or half a year or a year, it's not going to start counting down until the very moment that you can actually talk to someone, right? So in your circle of trust, if you don't see a person there, it will not count down until you see the first person that you can start talking to. So if you got like a year's subscription and a couple of months pass before somebody else joins, that's cool. You still have your year. We want you to actually fully use the benefits of CloseKnit. We don't want you to get stuck with a bad subscription you can't use. So this is number 1. Number 2, as all of our videos, or most of our videos show, you'll get a discount code. So this is something, a little incentive for you and for your neighbors to kind of join up, right? So whenever someone uses your discount code, they get a month free, you get a month for free, up to a year of service, right? So if you're the first one and you plaster like this page at your like by your postal box or wherever it is that your neighbor, or like the bus stop, and 12 people join, congratulations, you've gotten a year for free, right? So like every time your expiration date will be bumped by a month. this is just something to kind of de-risk you and de-risk everyone using the platform, because we believe that it's something that you will want to use for life. We are in it. We want to be a 100-year company. It's kind of funny saying that these days with technology advancing, but we will try to advance with technology as much as we can, and as much as our values permit us to do that. So we want you to be with us for a long time. We want your neighbors to start sharing, and we want everyone to start having those connections. So second of all, you can talk to your neighbors. You can let them know, hey guys, like I don't know you, but I downloaded this app, CloseKnit, and like it would be nice maybe if you needed something, if you needed to like jump your car in the winter, or if I need like a cup of sugar or something to make like the quick recipe that I thought I had all the ingredients for. Let's just maybe have that interaction, right? And you'll start conversations with your neighbors, maybe even people you haven't spoken with before, right? Maybe it can be an icebreaker. So you can definitely just go ahead and talk to them about it. So these are all ways to de-risk you being the first one in your neighborhood, and increase the likelihood that your neighborhood will adopt CloseKnit and will become like this kind of like hyper-local network of trust, of sharing, of resilience, of belonging, of just being nice to be there, right? Like that's what we want in life. Yeah, so this is it, and I'm wishing you all a safe and happy summer, and lots of great news are to come. Thanks. Take care.